cat clock. Hanzo's ways are curious indeed.
Nagamasa to mosu mono no shigorei no kihai wa yoku shite oru zo.
Even cats speak in these lands.
Washi ga tsuite yarou. 我ら守護霊は人の信心より生まれしにたま。そして荒ぶる妖怪は人の怨念より生まれたあなたま。生きとし生けるものすべてはこの二つの均衡の上に成り立っておる。しかし長く続く戦乱がためあなたまの力は癒まし、妖怪が世にばっこしておるのじゃ。これでこの国の言葉も聞き取れるようになろう。感謝せ。おぼろげではあるが強き者の気配を感じる。おそらくこれを追えば長政が元へとたどり着けるじゃろう。
Hello, and welcome to Let's Play Nioh, Episode 3, Deep in the Shadows. We're underneath the mountains in the Kyushu region. We're here to rescue someone who is supposedly in danger just from bandits and ruffians. Since we are being sent here, it's kind of obvious, hey, there's something more going on. Now, behind the scenes, I did do the mission Isle of Bandits, or I can't remember what exactly it's called, but it's about defeating a band of bandits on the Isle of Demons. It's not really story relevant, it's just fighting a bunch of bandits. I'll be doing most side stories off camera, unless they're relevant to the main plot. Then they will be done on camera. But a reason I won't be doing a lot of them is just there is quite a lot of them. They don't really add too much, they're just there for some extra fun. I don't know that I have enough content to talk over all of them. And they reuse levels a lot. They reuse levels and enemies and sometimes bosses. So we'd just be seeing more of the same. My voice is a little bit hoarse today. I apologize for that. As you've seen so far, Nioh is quite a loot-intensive game. Loot is randomized. There's random drops from lists that each enemy and item box can drop. Even bosses don't give you all the pieces you want at once. You may have to do them multiple times. You may have to do missions multiple times to get what you're exactly looking for. Also, there is a backstab. The backstab is an ability you have to unlock. I believe it is in the ninja tree of skills. The other ability I have unlocked is that now when somebody is out of ki, out of stamina, I can hit them with a strong attack and do a critical hit. I'll try not to summon too many spirits to fight, since the fights are very simple. Here's an example of the grapple attack. Now you've got to remember that enemies can do the same to you, so you want to be very careful about your ki. So, like in Dark Souls, there are hidden passages through walls, but in Nioh, the way they function is that they're actually a yokai. It's a monster. You have to fight to open the passage. If you come from the other side, you can simply take a symbol off of their back and they'll just die. Something that's a bit funny to me is I've played through this game multiple times. When recording this, I did not actually know about this one right here. So we're introducing them a little bit earlier on than I thought. I should show off the ninja outfit at some point, just so everyone can get to see what it looks like, but I don't have the stat skill required to wear it. You can wear it, but you won't get all of the benefits. Yeah, fighting spirits like this is generally just a fight of who can poke first. Just stay a little bit out of range and just hit them once, because they're going to guard right after you hit them anyway. Oh yeah, part of the set I'm wearing, as Ark and Black talked about in the thread, is the Youngblood armor. That is the title armor for Nioh. That is what William is seen wearing in a lot of art. When you see William in-game in his portrait format, he's wearing it. I'm just running back up here to use the boss room key. Not for the boss of the level. If this was the boss of the level, it'd be quite a lot easier. Oh yeah, something about the backstab in this game. When doing it, you have to actually sneak up on an enemy. You can't just simply backstab them by standing behind them and using strong attack. They have to actually be unaware of your presence. That way you can't just backstab in the midst of combat and just get easy critical hits. Similar to Dark Souls. Also, here's the Youngblood chess piece. Also, if I stand still for periods of time like that, that means I'm cutting the recording right there and then starting again. There is a way to record with the share feature on the PS4 for 60 minutes, but it seems to cause skips as far as I can tell. You may have noticed that in the For Honor Let's Play. Also, this right here opens up a little bit of a shortcut. You can drop from higher up without dying now and get down here more easily. Here is a spa. This hot spring is a little bit of a trap. You see, they talk about it and introduce it to you right here, so you want to try it out for the first time, hop on in. When you go into a hot spring, it unequips all of your armor for a small time, and there is one enemy right there with a huge one-shotting axe, and then another firing arrows, so it's very easy to just sit down in this hot spring and then get completely destroyed. The hot springs give you full health and then give you a healing over time effect. They're really useful. They're oftentimes hidden in levels. One level, though, features a ton of them and they're not hidden at all. You'll see that much later. Also, of course, every main level has kodama that you can find that give you blessings. They're very simple, like weapons drop at a higher rate, elixirs drop at a higher rate. Probably the most useful one is the one that allows you to gain more Emrita. Here it is again, my hatred for spears. Rather, my hatred for spears when I'm not using them. Now here's a dirty little trick. These bats will knock you off the ledge if you don't dodge or block them. So something about the yokai presence is causing the bats to be a bit more bold and attack humans. It could be a sort of malevolence reaching over to them. Also, here is ninjutsu and omnio magic. These are skills that you buy and upgrade that allow you to carry items with you that allow you to use magic and use ninjutsu. I'm fond of the combination of power pills with a buff. I just like to hit really hard. Either that or taking poison with me and poisoning enemies. Mostly it's useful on bosses. For the boss on the Isle of Demons, I actually should have used poison. He's pretty weak to it. More bats trying to knock you off of ledges. And a nice hidden Kodama over here. Just under those mushrooms. Here is where the yokai are getting introduced as you get into the bowels of these caverns. Something you'll see me do against these big ogre-like yokai a lot, or yokai, is that I will try to hit them in the face with my blade. Certain animations have an easier time doing this. The third strike for the quick attack on the medium stance is very good for hitting them in the head. It does a diagonal swing that is from top left to bottom right, and their head is to the top left of you when you're facing them, generally. The axe second hit is also really good at that. Again, for mid stance and light attack. So these minor enemies, I did not even mean to make that pun, but the enemies with the pickaxes that are yokai, when they grapple you, they have one of two attacks, where one, they'll just do a flurry on you. The other one, they'll actually poison you. Both are dangerous. I would say the poison one is the easiest to deal with because you can just use an antidote right away. After their attempt at a grapple attack, they fall over, so you can just execute them. These bigger skeleton warriors are a bit dangerous. They hit really hard. Their overhand attacks, I don't know if I've ever been hit by, but their horizontal ones can sometimes catch you when you're dodging. You want to be careful about where you're dodging, because you can actually end up dodging right into the start of the animation. Skeleton warriors are not much of a threat. They're really only dangerous in groups. So normally you'd have to go through this entire level without having much of a shrine, at least half the level. But of course, there's a secret shrine right down over here. It's not too far out of the way, and you can see ladders leading up to it from below. When you go to a shrine and pray at it, it resets all of the enemies around you. So that's why you can just rush to it and pray without having to worry about getting hit from behind. Normally you don't want to fight in such an area. That's a part of why this yokai is dangerous, is he can easily pin you in a corner. Also, my control stick on the left is broken. So you may see me sometimes just nearly fall off a cliff, and that is probably me panicking as the controller moves without my control. There are certain levels where there are a lot of drops in areas you can fall off easily. They are the bane of my existence with this broken controller. Something I really love about the ability to dodge and key pulse at the same time is what you just saw there with that skeleton warrior, where I can, in the middle of a flurry, rush forward while regaining stamina and then continue attacking. This is a Cyclops. I don't know exactly what they're called in the game. I would imagine there's some form of ogre or oni. They hit really hard, but they're very easy to dodge and get behind and just keep hitting. We are getting close to the end of the level. The boss is not too far away. I also mistakenly aggroed this yokai when I was trying to avoid it. Often overhand attacks from yokai involve them creating a just like desecrated zone, the zone of the yokai power. I remember right, it's the salt item that you can drop right there and it will make it disappear. But that is using up an item, whereas I would rather just key pulse it away, which is essentially free. And the bats finally got a hit in on me. Yet another Cyclops. There is a neat little trick you can do with them. You see that big eye right there? Well, if you shoot it, it stuns them. And I apologize for any background noise. My dog is snoring and honking. Or something. He's a Chihuahua. He has nasal problems. Alright, and it's time to fight the boss. Once you go right down there, the boss intro begins. say hello to Hino-Enma. This is one of my most hated bosses in the game. Again, I have beaten Nioh, so I've fought all of the bosses in the game and have defeated them all, and this is one that I would say I find the hardest. She's just so fast. And already I'm dead. And yep, like a lot of bosses, she has a taunt for you after you die. So let's go round 2. Things to know about her. She is weak to lightning, she is resistant to paralysis, and to wind. This makes my living weapon not as useful because of it's a wind living weapon. When paralyzed, you can use anti-paralytic needles to free yourself. You can use them while paralyzed, and as far as I know are the only items you can use while paralyzed. You may want to stock up on them for this fight. You can dodge her paralysis attack with just one dash. I usually like to use 2 just to be safe. If she hits you with a paralysis twice, you get unparalyzed. And I always dodge too early for her big, like, swooping attack. You don't want to stand too close to her for long. She has a lot of very quick combos. Her punches and kicks aren't too dangerous and can be dodged to the sides. Her big grapple attack you want to avoid at all costs. She'll often paralyze you, then go for it. And thankfully I survived it just because I had the living weapon active. Your living weapon takes the damage instead of you when it's active. For her swooping attack, you want to wait until you see her actually coming at you, then dodge. I would advise a lightning weapon, and if you can even, a lightning living weapon for this battle. I decided to go with fire because it's still better than nothing. For her spinning attack, you want to try to get around her completely, don't stand too close. Blocking it is inadvisable. Her umbrella, again, is a bit hard to block. For her overhand kick, you can stand to the side and dodge it like that. And that was Hino-Enma. To my understanding, she's some sort of succubus yokai. Probably created something out of like a hateful woman, a woman who was scorned, a woman who was killed. That's how a lot of these folklore and myths go. And she was drinking the blood of men, as you saw, to empower herself. But that was Deep in the Shadows. Time to end the mission and the episode.
Yeah, 誠にかたじけない。槍には自信があったが、毛量の類とは戦ったことがござらぬゆえ、遅れを取り申した。長く続く戦乱がゆえ、国元では民草は窮し、怪異があふれておる。間もなく石田徳川の間で天下を二分する戦が起きるであろう。民のため、この戦を天下太平への戦、最後の戦とせねばなるまい。 数感情しかできぬ石田のせいで父上は天下より引き離されたのじゃ。家康殿と共に打ち果たしてくれ。
長政、控えぬか。客人がおられる。
I don't have time for this.
Calm down. Everything has been taken care of. Kanbei 殿も人が悪い。妖怪が仕業と分かっておりましたな。
金の髪の侍？妖怪より珍しいわね。半蔵様に伝えて。筑前立花が寮にてあやかしの変あり。
Who are you?
I dislike the company of drunk samurai.
Hey! I am no samurai.
So a common drunk. Even worse.
That is the end of episode 3. I will catch you next time in episode 4 of Let's Play Nioh. For now, see you later.